Sen 2014 så har ChildX delat ut pris till framstående personer och organisationer som jobbar med barn som utsätts för människohandel och sexuell exploatering. I år firar vi 10 år. Och i år har vi valt att ge priset till en metod för identifiering som går i linje med årets tema. Och förutom prisutdelning och publikens jubel så kommer pristagarna att berätta om sin imponerande och innovativa metod där de använder banbrytande teknik för att proaktivt identifiera och stötta barn och unga som utsätts för sexuell exploatering. Alltså det vi har pratat om idag som den största utmaningen. De har en lösning. Jag vill bjuda upp ChildX chef för internationell policy och program, Elise Thorn, som ska hålla i prisutdelningen. Stor applåd, Elise.
Tack, Ida. It's an honor to be here today with so many dedicated professionals, all united by a shared mission to improve identification and support of child victims of sexual exploitation. The ChildX theme for 2024 is, as Ida just explained, focused on the barriers to identification. Many speakers here today have highlighted how few children are being identified and what we believe some of the obstacles to be. What is clear is that we cannot continue to simply do more of the same. We have to do something new. I am here to present the winners of the ChildX 2024 award. In these dark times, where the exploitation of children casts a long shadow, it's crucial to pause and shine a light on solutions. The ChildX Award is our way of doing exactly that. It's a moment to celebrate the innovative methods and tools that are actively preventing harm and offering a glimmer of hope. The ChildX Award was established to support, encourage, and facilitate systemic change. This includes not only focusing on those that are doing excellent work in the field, but to highlight and spread new and innovative methods being developed to address this complex form of violence against children, which is constantly evolving. We want the ChildX Award to embrace futures thinking, encouraging us to anticipate and address emerging challenges. As technology increasingly shapes how people connect and at times exploit, we must envision both its risks and potentials as a solution. Exploiters use digital platforms to groom and abuse victims. But these platforms can also serve as pathways to identify victims and for them to seek help. The 2024 ChildX Award honors this forward-thinking mindset, driving innovation in child protection for the digital age. In a world where online platforms have become both tools of exploitation and potential lifelines for victims, the recipient of the ChildX 2024 award is leading the way by actively seeking to protect children before they are harmed. Their proactive digital outreach program is a groundbreaking effort that leverages technology, social services, and open source intelligence to provide immediate, discreet support to victims and children at risk. What sets this organization apart is its holistic team and unwavering commitment to protecting victims in the online space. By utilizing cutting-edge digital tools, the organization's outreach method is able to detect, connect with, and offer assistance to victims, establishing a line of defense against exploiters. In doing so, this organization provides a model for how technology and human compassion can be combined to address a critical, underreported crime with speed and efficiency. Their commitment to proactively protect vulnerable individuals redefines what's possible in the digital fight against exploitation of children. The 2024 award does not only recognize the recipient's impactful work, but also raises awareness of the digital exploitation crisis, encouraging further innovation in this field. By honoring the award recipient's method, we acknowledge the importance of proactive intervention and inspire continued efforts to safeguard children and youth from being exploited. And, drum roll, the ChildX Award for 2024 goes to the Dutch organization Spine. Please welcome me on stage, Sebastian Landers and Johannes Dijkstra.
Thank you.
Okay, continue clapping.
You're welcome. Here you go.
Okay, let's take a picture with your diploma as well. Come here, take the diploma. Come here. Wait, I have to do it. Great.
Thank you for this recognition. Thanks also for the possibilities the prize offers us here. It offers us to connect with you, with Europe, and to see how we can help and how we can learn from other organizations. And I think we made a great start here in Sweden, also yesterday, and hopefully after this presentation with you, to see how we can learn from each other. Thanks also for realization. I think we've all been working, or we're all working so hard to fight trafficking and to help victims. And if you do that, you don't really take time to celebrate small victories. So this is a large victory. Let's start celebrating now, and also focus on those small victories, because they really empower you to keep doing your work. So while we're here,
we're going to talk about our work, I think. Thank you.
We'd like to tell you a bit about our work as well. So,
yeah.
Why don't you start?
Yeah, I start. Yeah, I'm a little bit shaky today because my goal was to be a social worker, and I did. I am a social worker. My goal was to connect with people and connect with risky youth, and later on with victims of exploitation. So I did, and I never expect to be in Sweden for an English presentation. And if I know, I had a little more paid attention to my English class, I think. So I try my best. Sometimes I have to find my words, I think, but a little bit help is good, because normally I'm on Tuesdays I give exposure therapy to victims of exploitation, and now this feels for me like exposure in vivo therapy today. So I'm Johannes. I'm a social worker, I told you, and I've started like a youth worker in Holland for around 8 years. So I did that, and after that I began to work to VIER. We are going to tell you about our organization. And I've been a family support worker at VIER, later on a team leader, and also an online social worker. And yeah, I have a lot of compassion with the online part of our job, and that's why I'm in this project for a project leader. So, and
my name is Sebastian Landers. I do not have a social work background. I studied law, and with a crazy route, I came at a public prosecution office. Really enjoyed my work there. But I think from a very young moment on, I think about 8 or 9, I started tingling with computers. I'm a real nerd. Never saw that as something good, just a hobby. But it came very well together, and I joined VIER, I think 5 years ago. Yeah, and together, and this hopefully this is not being this will not be during the presentation, but Bert and Ernie, I think is a good way to see the both of us.
You can guess who is the Ernie and who is the Bert.
No, actually, in fact, I think every project needs queer thinkers. You need to challenge each other, and if you challenge, I think we have that a lot during our projects together. If somebody has a crazy idea, you need to have the bird to tame it down a bit. But if you don't have the crazy ideas, you never get forward. So yeah, and during presentations, we tend to go in Bert and Ernie mode. So if we do now, we apologize.
Okay, yeah, you learned a lot today. I heard a lot. Some presentations were in Swedish, so I couldn't follow everything, but I can feel the context of my own country, of my own job. So I can see and hear that you are quite far in this problem also. But a little summary, I think. Is the world has changed a lot, you know. Everything is going to be digital out these days, and within our problem, like sexual exploitation, it gives us a big of challenges and but also opportunities. And yeah, on and offline is totally interwoven these days. And online is not bound by borders of regions, borders like countries. So we have to deal with this now changes, now aspects of this job. So we see involvements before, during, and also after exploitation. Like the massive pool of potential targets the perpetrators has online, and the grooming process is also a lot playing on the online field. Perpetrators build trust online. They isolate targets and manipulate the online victims. All of that from the comfort of their own chair at home, anonymous. And we see it on our online helpline. We talk later on the online helpline. But one of the 3 cases we have on sexual exploitation starts with online contact. And the number is rising every year. So we have to do about it. During the exploitation, it's much easier for perpetrators to reach customers to sell the sex. The possibilities to sell sex can also be 100% online, like webcams or secret chats on social media, like Instagram Premium or TikTok or Snapchat. And the impact, it's good to know the impact from the online sexual violence is also the same, like the rape in the physically rape. A lot of victims don't know that, and they think that it's their fault, and because it's online, it's not real. The impact isn't there because they think I'm not physically harmed or something. So, but the impact is the same, and that's good to know. It's easy to monitor the victims, like GPS tracking or something. And they also make force of sexual material, like sextortion. And I know, is it also a Swedish word, or is it? Yeah, okay, thanks. Sextortion to force the victims. Often that's happening during the exploitation, like the rape, they filming like that. And after they keep monitoring the victims, they prevent to go to the police, threaten family, and force to come back into the network. So we have a lot of examples of victims in the shelters at Vier that being forced into sexual exploitation from online to offline in about 24 hours. So it's a big issue, and it's also a big business model for criminals. We say a gun you can sell once, a victim you can sell over and over and over again. So we have to do a lot about it.
Our mother organization is Vier. It's a national healthcare organization. I think about 500 employees focusing on on helping victims of any kind of dependency, or that are victims of violence in any kind of dependency relationship, also human trafficking, of course.
Yeah, and like also honor-based violence, domestic violence,
Yeah. Stalking.
the whole package.
And also extremism. Offering shelter, offering therapy, schooling. And here you see the main building in Leeuwarden, in the northern part of the Netherlands, and it's one of it's I think the very special thing, at least for me as a non-social worker, it's a building intermingled where offices are intermingled with the shelters. So I think from day one you are immediately as a non-social worker confronted with who you are working for, and yeah.
Yeah, before we had shelters that were anonymous, and with this building we say to victims, you don't have to hide, we are here.
Yeah.
So this isn't an anonymous shelter. Everybody knows this is a shelter. So yeah, we don't hide for you anymore.
So that's our mother organization. We, Spine, our team, we are part of FEAR. We are a sister of the CKM, the Center for Child and Human Trafficking. We kind of actually stepped out of CKM to focus on the digital part. We're an NGO based in the Netherlands, and our focus is really it's a victim focus. So we don't go after perpetrators. That's what the Dutch police force is for. We really focus on helping the victim. Sorry. Yeah. So this is our big the thought behind our work: making tech work against trafficking, and it goes two ways. We try to use tech to prevent victims of sexual exploitation, criminal exploitation, and also online sexual violence. We try to help these victims during or survivors during or after the exploitation, and we develop tools to aid professionals to help these victims. On the other hand, we want to make big tech work for us, work against human trafficking. So with what we see, with the research we do and we find in the field, we want to confront the big tech, the technology companies to alter their ways to help us, because otherwise it's just a fight where we only in the back where we can only help the victims, but prevention there, preventing it up front, going upstream is a pinnacle, I think, here. We're a team. Our team has 13. I think we have 13 people now within our team. Besides that, we work closely together with, for instance, the CKM, with the social workers from FEAR, and all kinds of different companies and organizations. I'll get back to that later on.
Yeah, it starts for me, the online work. It's Chat met FEAR. You have a lot of nice companies also in Sweden. We met them yesterday, and I'm very impressed of your work here in Sweden. And Chat with FEAR is in the Netherlands a hotline, a helpline for victims, for violence in dependency relationships. Yeah. And also exploitation. We work only with social workers, with professionals, and we have 26,000 chats a year of 60,000 individuals, and around 300 victims of sexual exploitation. And we increase the numbers of criminal sexual exploitation. And we own our own chat application to implement the requirements to get the best help for the victims, and also the best technique for the social workers. And 60% of the people, the victims, are disclosing their story for the first time. And we are good to to collaborate with researchers for the data, because we learn a lot about it. So things we learned of the victims that chats with us is that we learn more like male victims. We learned about parents that are exploiting their children, and also we learned about better methods to help them online as best as we can. And we also collaborate with a lot of other organizations without fear, chat with fear, like the police or other organizations in the country.
Yes, and the CKM uses the anonymous chat data specifically of the victims of human trafficking to offer a report each year, and it's a great addition to the reports of the National Rapporteur. Because there's new trends. Trends that have been unseen before, that are then uncovered, and which makes all the partners within our field move towards new phenomena to go deeper on those phenomena.
Yeah, but the chat is a reactive manner. So the victims are coming to us, and we are waiting if they come or if they don't come. And we thought, years back, we thought that it must be, we have to do it better, because we don't reach every victim, and we want to be there for every victim. Victims that they don't know they are a victim, so they are afraid to get help, to go to the chat. So we have to go, to the victims. And so we wanted to have a proactive way, like I did before when I was a youth worker. I go on the streets, I find the people, I go as a social worker, I go to the, in Holland prostitution is legal, I go to the red light districts to make contact with prostitutes, to whenever they need any help, they could come. And that's the spirit we want also to do online, because it happens online.
So we started the online outreach program, and we couldn't have done this without the Dutch postcode lottery. And somewhere behind the light that is focusing on my face right now is Helene from the sister, the Swedish postcode lottery. And with that, with the fund we got there, we were able to create a team, a mix of forensic IT specialists, software developers, social workers, and project officers, together to systematically start the online outreach. And I know that there's already, thankfully, a lot of online outreach going on. We started on sex ad platforms, and I think in the next sheet you can see the different phases. And I can talk a little bit about these phases. So the first phase is an analysis phase. We've created tools to look online on different platforms, gather the information, and then based on indicators, see who is potentially at risk or who is a potential victim of human trafficking, of sexual exploitation. This is the work of the forensic IT specialists. When they are deemed potential victims, we have a different tool that sends out a message safely to the means that these people use online. So if there's a phone number, our tool looks whether or not there's a WhatsApp account connected to it. Why WhatsApp? Because it's encrypted, so we can safely have safe conversations without any other organization looking or monitoring or profiling the victim. As soon as they respond, we have another application where the social workers are ready to start the conversation. There's a lot of aspects that we want to, a lot of gears that we're still working on. I mean, this is a continuous process. Well, first of all, privacy. I think it's a threshold for us all, privacy laws. I mean, it's very good. Privacy of victims is very important. I guess the privacy of perpetrators is important as well. We took about a year to, of course, develop all these tools with the software developers, but also really go into detail in how we wanted to do it privacy-wise, privacy impact assessment. We had it externally checked. Because there's a lot of also privacy organizations focusing on what you do, especially if you gather a lot of data. And we wanted to make sure that what we did was legal. Because our main focus basically is how can we learn from perpetrators? How can we look at the internet as a perpetrator? And while they have no borders, legal borders, etc., we have our own code of conduct. So while adhering to these codes of conduct, learn from them and look if we can use their tools to reach victims, to use them for good.
Yeah, if perpetrators can find their victims, if perpetrators can engage their victims, then why should we? Why
shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once these victims respond, they get into one place, one tool, where all these conversations take place. Beforehand and during this whole process, we also focus on the indicators. We constantly see whether or not something is relevant. For instance, if somebody offers services 24/7, is that an indicator or not? It's also different per target or per group that we focus on, per focus group. The technique is also something that you need to tweak. If you have a lot of software developers who want to solve all your problems, they build something, and then the social workers start working with it, and it doesn't make any sense. So this is a constant.
Yeah, this was my Baird moment. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, yeah. So the Ernies of the software the software developers developed in their mind great tool, and then you start working with it, and you need to tweak everything to create a workflow that is actually good for them. But that's only technique. We also looked at the right message, because you want to create a safe environment. You want to build trust. So we work together with a forensic linguist. If I ever start studying again, it's forensic linguistics. It's so interesting how a conversation works. What does work? What stops people from talking? So interesting. So we created an open message at the beginning, and try to stay open within the conversation. And when I say we, it's the social workers who do that, because.
Yeah, we mixed the research part with the survivor part. We talked a lot with survivors. We talked a lot with social workers that did online outreach for without any structure. They just find everywhere where they could
look themselves.
And also with police enforcement. So every part we get together, and we developed 4 or 5 messages, and that also we test which has
the best effect.
Yeah, which the best effect, and which had the highest response from victims.
So the goal of this online outreach is to guide victims to the right help, to the right offline help. So this is not some kind of cold acquisition for a mother organization to get more clients. Pretty sure there wouldn't not be enough beds.
Yeah, we only did the online help.
We only do the online part?
We only did the online part, and when we have to do the offline part, then we transfer the victim to the helpline of the help organizations at our country in that specific region they live.
So because we have a lot of offline help in place, but these organizations don't have the possibility to track a potential victim if they cross any borders, and they do. We see a lot of movement there. So we have an online. We keep in contact online, and as soon as somebody's ready, we can offer a warm transfer, we call it. So not just say, hey, this is the address, good luck. etc. But really guide somebody towards help. And afterwards, we have the possibility to create like a feedback loop, see if somebody actually was helped or maybe needs other help.
Yeah, and we research a lot.
Yes.
We research the message, we research the method of online help, because it's a totally different cookie if you work reactive of proactive. That's another kind of online help. So we have to explore how we can do that the best as we can.
Yeah.
So it's all of gears where we have to how you say it?
It's
turning.
We keep turning on all the gears to see if what works best for which potential victim group. And so it's qualitative research, it's quantitative research. Actually, in the midst of December, we'll publish our first report, and we'll try to make hopefully we can offer it in English completely, but at least give a summary, an English summary, and pretty sure Google Translate, etc. could do the rest.
And it sounds very simple, but it was a lot of work, I can tell you. And we have to split all the different parts.
Yeah.
Also from privacy. Privacy.
There's a reason we had this. There's a reason we had this. These three phases. They are really separate silos, because if you have all the data together, you have a lot of power. A lot of things can go wrong, but also it's might be very scary for a victim if you have all the information in one place. So what we did is, for instance, the social worker only gets the information or only gets the message that if somebody responds, and goes from there. They don't see any advertisement. They don't see any messages on social media, etc. Which was the reason why we got in contact. So they take it from there.
For me, that was good as well, because I and my team, social workers, we didn't know where we have to find the victims. Online is too big for, I think, I can do my computer on and I think that's it. So we need people like Sebastian for the privacy issues. We need them for making tech for us, so that we can help the victims as best we can. So I think that was one of the most biggest thing of our project, I think, that collaboration. And
so if we built a lot ourselves, and we thought of a lot of ourselves, and thankfully we had a whole field of partner organizations to talk to learn from, but there were also the odd other organizations that helped us. For instance, this is WhatsApp. We started out with a phone number on the left to reach out. It's a WhatsApp business account. In the Netherlands, our phone number has 10 digits. And actually, there was a victim who said, "Hey, are you a Nigerian prince? Are you trying to offer me something? These are 11 digits." And we didn't know the number ourselves because it was handed out to us. And if you want to build trust, that's not a good start. So it took about half a year.
That's what I said to you. This is not a good start.
Exactly. We were just happy this was working, and we figured, hey, the social workers can take it from here. So at some point, we reached out to Meta, the organization behind WhatsApp nowadays, and it took, I think, about half a year of lobbying for us to get the green check. So now we're getting with online outreach, and that offers a little bit more trust, and it's an uncommon partnership, because we also see a lot happening on social media, but we're very thankful that this worked. So just some numbers for you. 8 is the amount of platforms that we now look on, that we analyze. These are sex ad platforms, social media platforms, other websites that we analyze. 2 is the media that we use to contact. So I already mentioned WhatsApp. We also use Telegram. They have a secure chat. Again, so we only reach out on with platforms that are secure, because we you can't do, or there's laws against doing social work without. Well, I mean, you don't leave your case files open for anybody to read. So let's try to adhere to the same rules on the internet.
18 is the 80% of response rate we have on our project. So
we didn't expect it that high,
no.
but so this is the response rate is it's not these are not all victims of human trafficking, but it's positive chats. It's chats that we actually get a lot of information. Even if somebody is not a victim, they might see other things and help us there. So it's very high. It's for cold acquisition, it's extremely high.
62. Thanks. Sorry.
62 organizations.
62 organizations we are working with.
So, and these are municipalities. These are other social working organizations for social workers. These are public health organizations. All kinds of organizations that we refer to. But also give information back. If they see trends, they come to us, and we can see whether or not we can reproduce it or see other indicators that we can work from again. 13
applications that we are.
Yes, exactly. These all small applications that do all the work. So it's quite a technique, but we have it all in hand ourselves now.
We have 5 risk groups.
Yeah.
Like sexual workers, males, criminal exploitation. We have
boys specific, yes, boys, males, and these are on online dating platforms for boys, and also exposed groups. I don't know if you know the phenomenon. So this is more online sexual violence. This is doxing, mostly with the sexual content as well, context as well. But we have groups on Telegram with up to 20,000 very keen Dutch citizens that apparently enjoy the exposing part. If contact information is shared there by a victim, they get about 100 very negative messages, which does a lot.
And 3 victims every month that we transfer to offline help. From the online to the offline. Every month, 3 victims.
So besides, of course, the online help that we offer during the chat.
Yeah. And for the last minute, we have a last minute, Ida called us.
Yeah.
I want to have, I've got a message yesterday from one of the victims we helped with this project. And I texted her that I was in Sweden, and she said, you have to, I text you something, and you have to read it for everyone. So I promised that, so I will do that. She texted in English. She said, my pimps had total control over me. There was no way to think about or ask for help. I didn't know who to talk with. Then I've got your message, and it challenged everything for me. It changed, thanks. It changed everything for me. It took me some time to get that what happened to me was not okay. But the moment I felt I was in danger, I knew who to contact. So please be patient, be there. And so.
She is now in shelter with fear.
Yeah, she's now at fear at the shelter for I think the last half years. She's get trauma therapy. She is back to school again, and she's now 17. Online she was 19, and she was exploited I think since her 15th year. So this was very changing for her. So the last sheet you can read. That's what we're gonna do in the future.
In just 20 seconds. We want to develop our method. We want to expand to other platforms, so outreach on Instagram and Snapchat. Also look for on other communities. The gaming community, Discord is also where a lot of stuff happens nowadays. Look at other risk groups. So we built all this technology, and what we do at Spine is we try to build it for other organizations as well. So if other organizations can use our technology, please come to us and we'll see how we can help.
Yeah,
So
and we thank ChildX for that opportunity to do
definitely.
that.
This is, I mean, a great step to show what we can do and talk to Swedish organizations about this. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Tak.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Spine, for your inspiring work. And I think you should talk to Nova Huset before you go about their outreach on Snapchat. And we at ChildX want to talk to you about gaming platforms. And I already see a lot of different collaborations coming up.